Now the only thing I'm going to show you here initially is, when you're playing, I've seen a lot of instructors say, keep your hands up, your hands down. But you don't want to lay your hands like this, because if you lay your hands like this, sometimes it can be hard. So you do kind of want to keep your hand up, all right? And I've seen a lot of the old school piano teachers, they'll place a nickel or something on your hand to keep it up. But you do kind of want to keep it up. Keep your hands up. Be comfortable. Sit up high enough. I like to sit higher and reach down. And I'm a tall guy, but this can kind of hurt your wrist. But whatever's comfortable for you. There's no rule of thumb for it. Okay. So I want you to go back to what we were talking about in the previous lesson, and we were talking about the key of C, and we talked about C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And it just keeps going on and on. C, D, E, F, G, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and on up the piano. So it just repeats, 3 and 2, 3 and 2, 3 and 2. So I want you to get real familiar, okay? You should just know that's an E, know that's an A, know that's a G. And it's real simple. We know this is middle C, right in the middle of the keyboard, but it doesn't matter where you start. So learn that, okay? And for now, like we talked about, just stick with the white keys. We're not worried about up here. I mean, at some point, we'll get into these keys, and play, but we're not worried about that right now. We're worried just about these keys here, all right? And when you watch the demo, when I was doing the demo, I stayed here. I actually took a lot of flack, as some of you probably saw in the comments on Facebook and so forth. I take a lot of flack because I show the video in C, and these piano players get so frustrated. I'm just doing that to show you the repetition of the patterns and how it's really easy, and it's just kind of the same things over and over again. That's the only reason. We are going to learn to play in every key, all right? So if you don't have an electric keyboard where you can transpose like this one, and this is an older keyboard, but if you're on a regular piano, you need to learn where all those positions are, and we're going to get to that, learn that. We're going to learn the majors and the minors. But again, right now I want to reference the other lesson, okay? And we talked about the letters and the numbers. So remember, I told you, if we are playing in the key of C, all right, if C is our primary key, then remember that's going to be the 1, all right? And we also know, referencing back and referencing your handout, that the primary notes that make up C, or any chord, are 1. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to use our middle finger, so we're going to hit that first one, what we're going to call our root note, our bass note with our thumb. So in this case it's a C. So that's the 1, 2, 3 with our middle finger. 4, 5. We're going to use our pinky. So those 3 notes are a C chord. We know that because remember, 1, 3, and 5. And it's just 1, 2, 3. If we're in C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right? And so on and so forth. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right? So 1, 3, 5. That is a C chord. So if we're in the key of C, referencing our handout and what we talked about in the previous lesson, we know the primary chords of a song are what? The 1, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. Okay? So if our C, root note, 1, 3, 5, that's our C chord. Our next chord in that song is going to be the 4 chord, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be an F chord. So now F becomes our root note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a... Now I want you to hold your hands like this. I'm holding mine back like this just so you can see the keyboard. So I know I told you not to put your hand like this and keep it up. I'm doing that so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So again, going back, C is the key that we're playing in. All right? Root note, thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3, and 5 are our primary notes in a chord. There is a C chord. right? Now I'm going to show you in other lessons. There's several ways we can make that still using the same numbers. If this is a 1, 3, and a 5, and remember, it's just repetition, so this is the 5 because it's a G. It's just an octave lower. Well, that means I can go down here. Doesn't matter. And again, we'll get to that later. I'm just trying to demonstrate it's just repetition, okay? So this C note, thumb, 3 note, 5 note, that's our C chord. If the 4 chord is the next in the key of C, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're going to move our thumb as the bass note. 1, 3 note, 5 note. Well, we said 1, 4, and 5 are the primary notes of most songs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So G is going to be the 5 of the C chord. All right? Thumb root note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right? And hopefully that makes sense. So back to C. To F. To G. F. I tell a lot of my younger students, you know, and I kind of date myself, but, you know, the old song, Wild Thing, it would go, Wild Thing, you make my heart sing. All right? And so on and so forth. All right? And you need to be really good at just being able to grab those 1, 3, and 5s. All right? And remember, they work everywhere. And I don't know if that's on the screen, but they work everywhere. It's just the same thing. You're going to learn as we get into classical, if we just hold down our sustain pedal, and so on and so forth, and let it ring, all right? And you just get where you can do it fast with both hands. All right, really simple, okay? Root note, back to C, okay? All right, we're going to get really good at that. Okay? Now, I want to add one variation because I promised you you'd be playing on the first day, right? So I want to add one variation. I just want you to take your left hand, your left pinky, or I'm sorry, your left finger. We're going to stay in the key of C doing just what we were doing. Root note C, 1, 3, and 5. We're going to take this finger, we're just going to go down one octave below to the other C and hit it. All right? So basically, in essence, what we're doing is this hand's becoming our bass. Okay? And all we're going to do with this finger is hit whatever this thumb is hitting. All right? So we want these two fingers hitting the same note. So as we go up C, F to G, they're going to hit the same thing. So let me demonstrate. Same thing. C chord to the 4 chord to the 5 chord. Back to the 4, to the 1. We just want to get really good at doing this. And remember, we can do it anywhere. We can keep this hand up here and come down way down low. Right? However we want to do it, but for now I want you to stay just an octave.